That's Slide Mountain. We're heading to Franktown Cemetery because that's the only really remnants of the ghost town. And they built the sawmills along the creek, and you just follow the creek off of the mountains here. Now, Jared and I hiked along the creek for a couple miles. And if you follow it, it'll come right down the canyons here and right out where the cemetery is. The cemetery's up ahead. We're almost at the cemetery, but you can see this is where the desert meets the high Sierras. Very forested, a lot of alpine trees, and you have Washoe Lake and a bunch of smaller little ponds. And then you have Washoe Valley. And when you go to our Hobart Reservoir site, you're going to see a pretty good aerial view of Washoe Valley and Washoe City from above. But I wanted to do the cemetery because it does go in connection with the Hobart Reservoir, Martlet Lake, Spooner Lake area. That is where they did all their lumbering at the sawmills. And then after a hard day's of work, the lumbermen would come home. There's a lot of wagon trails that take you down. A lot of old ranches here too, like this barn, for example. And this is history. You can kind of see it. Old big tree. It's a little cooler by the mountains, but these are the foothills of the Sierras. If you go up over these hills, you'll start hitting some pretty good-sized peaks of the Carson Range. And of course, you have Lake Tahoe on the very other end of this range. So it's ancient. The early Washoe used to go up through these canyons, through the woods, and do their hunting and their fishing, and they were very nomadic, and they'd migrate up to Lake Tahoe. And then all the new ranches and houses came into the area. But prior to that, in the mid-1850s, 1860s, actually it was the 70s and 80s, which was the dawn of lumbering in this area. There were sawmills from this road we're on, reaching all the way up to the main site of Franktown, which a lot of the men, that's how they made their living, is the sawmills, while the wife stayed home and the children went to these smaller schools in the area. Some of these barns you see are historic from the 1800s. I mean, if you look right here, there's a bunch of cattle. There's a lot of cattle, a lot of horses and wildlife here. Franktown was really awesome. You can see some cattle. There we go. You got some cattle and an old wood outhouse or shed back there. Keep in mind, I mean, these might be remnants of old Franktown, some of the old ranches. Franktown didn't just lumber. They provided food for Virginia City and the Comstock because the land here is very fertile. You have the river, you have creeks, you have the forest. Look how lush the forest is. But the cemetery is supposed to be on our right side. It's just a matter of finding it. But the mountains are beautiful. There's not a lot of snow. When you see the pictures on our website, you're not going to see a lot of powder because it's been such a mild winter. Hey, come on over there. Cattle crossing. You're not going to see this on the East Coast. Old ranch. Yeah, I know it's not a road. It's directly, see the lake? It's directly across from the lake. So it's got to be within a mile of where we are at right now. I've seen it from Google Earth. Look at that estate. This is what I'm talking about, folks. It's just beautiful up here where the valley, or where the desert meets the forest.
800 feet, turn left onto Sour Road.
Oh, that's right up here at the stop sign.
Sour Road.
See it? See the stop sign?
Right there.
Is that it?
Yep.
Is it gated?
I don't know.
It looked gated.
Just said turn right.
Turn right onto US 395 alternate.
That'll take you all the way around. You don't want to do that.
That road looked gated. I don't think we're going to be able to get into Franktown.
Left left onto Nevada 877 South, then slight right onto Woolsour Road.
That's what I need. That's right.
395 alternate.
The cemetery.
Slight right onto Woolsour Road.
The cemetery's on the right-hand side, but oh wait.
It's a private road. It says Woolsour, it is gated. That's it.
Oh,
That's where it's at.
that's the cemetery back there. So much for doing that.